Television and film adaptations of video games have seen a positive resurgence in recent years. They're shaping up to be the next big thing in entertainment, especially with the successes of new adaptations ranging from box office juggernaut the Super Mario Bros. Movie to Prime Video's live-action Fallout. It's now becoming harder to think of any established and well-known game series that is yet to be confirmed to be receiving the adaptation treatment or have been done already. With this list, in no ranked order, we'll be looking at 5 popular game series that, in the right hands, could have the potential to be truly great adaptations. This list will only cover game series that, at the time of this video's release, aren't already in production or have had a shot at the cinematic limelight before, regardless of how they were received. Whether each video game series would work well as a film, TV series, or both will be covered too. Without further ado, let's begin. Since its inception, Nintendo's Metroid has made no secret in how it was clearly inspired by the horror and sci-fi film genres, with Ridley Scott's groundbreaking film Alien being the obvious example. Despite its similarities, Metroid is a whole different beast to the Alien franchise, as it executes its own unique ideas for world-building, storytelling, and characters that would be perfect for a film adaptation. Metroid protagonist Samus Aran is a famous and well-respected bounty hunter in her universe, typically hired by government officials to partake in dangerous missions involving investigating and adventuring through treacherous and suspicious locations. It goes without saying that she has had many off-screen adventures since she possesses the in-universe reputation, leaving a lot of room for original stories, especially during the early days of her mercenary career. Like the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the filmmakers could opt to expand on her origin story that was never covered in the games, especially to introduce new audiences to the character. Whether they adapt the story of the games or create their own work of fiction, Metroid provides so much potential as a sci-fi action horror film that it would be a shame to pass it up. You may be surprised to learn that despite its major contributions to the gaming industry, an adaptation of the famous and brutally difficult game series Dark Souls or any of its popular near-identical follow-up titles have not been officially considered by film and TV production studios. Dark Souls has a wealth of potential to make a compelling and action-packed film or TV series with a dark medieval fantasy setting. A series known for its plethora of background story information, and adaptation need not integrate the entirety of the deep lore of its game world, but merely tell an engaging story within that world, using familiar settings and obstacles. It could even be very minimal and cryptic with its use of dialogue to capture the feel of the games, although this may be hit or miss with general audiences. And of course, it wouldn't be Dark Souls without its intimidating, ruthless and merciless bosses, which could easily be reimagined in live action with the use of CGI, extensive wardrobe design and maybe even practical effects to really create the look and feel of a dark fantasy epic set in a large, isolated, hollow world with few rays of light. Half-Life tells the age-old story of what happens when humanity starts meddling too much with science. In this case, scientists from the Black Mesa Interdimensional Research Facility successfully open a gateway to an alternate dimension that is home to alien creatures who retaliate by infiltrating Black Mesa back with hostile intent. Throw in the US military and a Black Ops unit that are dispatched to cover up the whole incident, and main protagonist Gordon Freeman, a scientist who must escape the chaos unfolding around him, and you have the makings of an excellent sci-fi action film or TV series about one man's plight from being in the right place at the wrong time. A film adaptation could focus primarily on Gordon's exploits as an unlikely action hero fighting for his survival. On the other hand, a TV series, with the added benefit of more running time than a 2-hour movie affair, could also implement the 2 side story expansions which run parallel to the events of the main game, showcasing the Black Mesa incident from the perspectives of 2 additional characters. TV series will typically have multiple plot lines that run in tandem with each other throughout episodes, and Half-Life and its expansions lend themselves perfectly to this structure. Either way, if a Half-Life adaptation becomes successful and resonates with fans and general audiences alike, perhaps we could see a sequel/second season based on the acclaimed Half-Life 2 anthology, or more new and original stories in the same universe. Grand Theft Auto, aka GTA, despite its popularity and success, has never received an adaptation. In truth, it would be especially hard in the current age to take the controversial elements that made the GTA series what it is and represents, and adapt them for general audiences. But if done right, we could have a great action comedy film with a gritty yet very satirical and over-the-top edge. It doesn't have to glorify violence and other adult themes, but if it retains the core DNA of what makes GTA a standout sandbox city game series, it could be a masterful modern action film. The game series typically follows a protagonist who has lived a life of crime or been thrust into it, subsequently being thrown into wacky and absurd shenanigans that involve butting heads with dangerous crime organisations and the law in the pursuit of selfish, ill-begotten gains. The basic premise doesn't stray too far from a crime drama that follows a criminal seizing every opportunity to make money that comes their way. GTA protagonists, despite being bad people, are generally likeable characters that are only made to become psychopathic serial killers by the player's actions. Limiting civilian casualties and focusing more on non-violent crimes like the namesake Grand Theft Auto and the satirical social commentary the series is also known for could result in hilarious and outlandish scenes that are familiar to fans. Playing it safe but staying true to the games and throwing in some criminal activity that is less likely to offend by just embracing the comedic possibilities would be the way to go, and help shape GTA into a worthy adaptation. Topping off this list is what would be considered one of the biggest movie events in cinema history. The beloved Super Smash Bros. Series, one of the biggest fighting game crossover events in gaming, is what a lot of fans are hyping up to be the theoretical Nintendo Cinematic Universe, equivalent to Marvel's The Avengers. In this potential film, audiences would see gaming icons from Nintendo's own catalogue and perhaps beyond, who for the most part star in prior films that introduce general audiences to their world and stories, duke it out with each other using all the abilities they are known for. The Super Smash Bros. Series is not known for its deep lore, and there's no element that brings the characters together aside from different factors such as being merely dolls or statues that are imitating the characters they share the appearances of. A film adaptation is almost certain to go down the multiverse route, where each gaming world is parallel to each other within the same universe, and the real characters can enter and exit their own realms through the actions of an otherworldly overseer. For example, the Smash Bros. Series' own Master Hand, the recurring boss character. This adaptation would also benefit greatly from adapting all the characters into the same CG animated style, using the Super Mario Bros. Movie's animation and visuals as the potential template, and incorporating characters from any non-animated movies into the animated realm for seamless cohesion into the ultimate video game crossover film. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to Smash Jump for more news from the gaming world.